What's happening, fishing friends? Welcome to another episode. Today's one of those days where it started out rough. I really thought we were going to catch some topwater fish, but I switched to something else and the day absolutely exploded. I ended up catching a bunch of fish on a rig that you're going to see coming up in a couple more videos because it has been a big producer. Something just a little twist on a couple old classics. So enough yapping, let's go fishing.
My golly, that dude was right there on that edge and missed it. Holy crap. How did you miss that? Whether or not he's still there, I don't know. I'm going to try following up with this little free rig. Got him. Oh, we got him with the follow-up. That's why I always say have a follow-up bait. 60% of the time it works every single time I throw a follow-up. Please tell me I'm recording. Thank goodness I am. All right, man, he came out there and smashed that spit and image plopper type bait. Decent little fish. Boy, he was right up there on those rocks though. First one of the day, a little £1.5. We'll take it. Hooked right up in there the way you want to see it with that little micro free rig. Okay, finally on the board. He showed himself with topwater, but it was the follow-up that caught him. There we go. Long dude, but skinny. All right, we'll take it. Well, there it is. Y'all saw not too long ago. Quick little bank trip fishing this little thing, this little micro free rig. Pretty cool little deal, little 1/16 ounce weight there. That's my follow-up. He hit it. Anything else hiding in this here rock and wood? Guess I should have stayed over there longer. All right, there we go. Another one on the little free rig. Closer to the rocks. Both of these fish were right up in there. Okay, maybe we gotta get just a little closer in here. Exact same way we caught him. That free rig right in the corner of the mouth. All right, there we go. Not as big as our first dude, but free rig. Okay, a little micro free rig action. I'm gonna change to a slightly darker color. Just to see, even though I just caught two off that. That would make sense we change color, right? Yeah. There's one on the wood. Not a beast. That's another one on the free rig. Out in some wood about 6.5 foot deep. Okay, so the micro free rig is what's been doing it for us today. There we go, another little pounder. Out in some wood. So we caught a couple on rocks. This one out in 6-7 feet of wood. Trying to find a pattern here, but I don't know that that's really anything to pattern. A couple on rocks, one on wood. Close to structure, that's been one thing. Close to rocks, close to wood, okay. Two on that piece of wood. 2 casts in a row. Holy smokes. Not a dinosaur, but that'll do. Thank you, sir. Little dude. Okay, well, made a slight color change there. Hopefully that's kind of helping us here. 2 in a row on some wood. I like that. Find wood. Throw a little free rig at wood. Catch some DEBO'S dinks. Well, at least we're getting some bites here. Was throwing the topwater. Only had that one hit it. That was right on the rock, super shallow. That was it. That was the only sign of topwater life. So today, a bright day. It's supposed to be 90-ish something, 92. Not super cloudy, but at least we've got a few clouds whizzing around. But it might be one of these days where we just have to really focus being tight to cover and stuff. And that's okay. We'll go around flipping wood and rocks with a little free rig. I didn't bring any more of these weights or hooks, so that sucks. Took all that stuff out of the yak. So don't break off. Check line often. Don't break off. That's the hope today. Another one in the wood. Get out of there. I wonder why it just stopped fighting. Wasn't a bass. Even apparently the free rig catches white crappie. Not big enough to fillet out. There we go. Long skinny white crappie on the day too. Multi-species fishing around some wood. I don't hate that. There we go. Up super close into those rocks. Hanging tight to the rocks. Easy there, buddy. Boy, that little hook keeps them absolutely pinned. I forget which one that is. I'll link it below, but that's one of those smaller little, more finesse micro hooks, and it is a killer strong little hook. Have not bent that out on this. Another little dude. That's been the key, I guess, this little micro free rig. And if you don't know, if you've never fished the free rig, all that means is the weight. It's like kind of a drop shot looking weight, except it has a round hole there, if you can see that, and it slides freely up and down the line. So it's almost like a mix between a drop shot, a mojo rig, and a Texas rig, kind of those put together. Since that weight can kind of move, the plastic kind of glides down, follows it. Weight kind of looks like a drop shot weight, but doesn't, you know, it's not keeping it there in the strike zone like that. Just kind of those parts. Oh, and I'm drifting right on the rocks. I didn't want to do that. Okay, another one to tip the scales, barely, but hey, we're catching something to tip them, I tell you. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Had to jump around to my live well down there. There we go. Another one on a rocky point. Okay, free rig and rocky points has been the deal here, I guess. So, I guess we got to keep going around finding the points and active fish on them. Ooh. Golly, look at him. Hey. Another one on the little free rig. Chunky dude. Look at you. Chunked out little piggy. First cast back, I had to go back to get my daggum sunglasses. So I'm like, oh, there's a little point here. Might as well hit it. Sure enough, there's a fish on it. There we go. Chunky little dude. Pound and a halfer probably. Cool. Man, I'm surprised. This little thing has just been cleaning up. Little micro. New Missile Baits Micro D-Bomb, and I have re-rigged this thing I don't know how many times. The front of this is all tore up, but I'm like, well, we can get one more fish each time. It's still catching them. I feel like they like it up shallow or bounced out. I've tried, staying out from it 6-7 feet. Seems like all the ones I've had, they like it shallow and then popping it out, and as it's falling out there a little bit more, that's when they hit it. And fishing it, I guess I haven't even gone over that yet. Fishing it, all I'm doing is just throwing it out there like I would a jig and just hopping it on the bottom. And then that weight falls down and the plastic kind of glides down after it, behind it. That's the whole kind of appeal to this rig. Sort of like a little bit more finesse, glidey version of a non-peg Texas rig. That's why I say it's kind of like a mojo rig mixed with a Texas rig, really. Get that glide kind of as the mojo rig, or a split shot rig where the weight's down here tied to it and this is just kind of back here moving free. This is a weight that's not tied to it. It's free floating on that line, but the bait's still kind of free gliding behind it. All right, a little lull there, but we found one on some wood by the rocks, both. Little lull, not a monster here, but another one. I don't know how well this guy's hooked. There we go. he is full of it. Holy smokes. There we go. Oh, he fell off right in here. All right, there we go. Another little one over a pound. We'll take it. Micro free rig. Thanks for eating, feller. Okay, well, I don't know how many fish that is on that one. The nose finally got tore up enough. There we go. That little dude, the thing that's catching them all day. Boy, now we're finding the big ones out here. Yeah, little rocky points equal little rocky bass. There we go. Little fella, but keeping our bite streak alive here. So micro free rig. How many times have I said that? I've probably said that about 19 times. Anyway, same deal. Bouncing around rocks, trying to find these drop-offs. Little spots here, throwing it shallow, bouncing it out. Just like you would a Ned rig or a jig or anything else. It's kind of a little different look to it. People have said, oh, free rig, yeah, it's no different than a Texas rig. Would I be catching them out here on a Texas rig like this? Maybe, I don't know. But the fall of this looks cool. A little size, it's not intimidating or anything. All kinds of stuff's been eating it. Fun little rig, out here having fun. I was just talking to a gentleman over there and said, yeah, just some little bass and stuff. And he says, well, it beats working, doesn't it? Heck yeah. All right, there we go. In the shade, a little shade line here. Feels good being in the shade catching them. Another little dude. A little bit better. He's not as little as I thought here. Better one on the day here. How big are you? Pound and a halfer? Let's just use the net on you. I can't tell. Best one of the day there, looks like, in the shade line. Boy, he smoked that thing too. By some rocks in the shade. Stuck him with that little hook. All right, 2 pounds, 3 ounces, just over a 2-pounder. Thick, but he's short, my goodness, okay. Chunk on it. Yes. Well, I had a bite over there. I thought it might have been a bluegill, but guessing it was this monster. That's okay. We found a few good ones on it today. It's a hot day. Not what I would say ideal fishing conditions are, but we found a few at least. Better than coming out and getting skunked. He ain't much. He's honest work though. Well, the days just kind of turned into point hopping. I tried some deeper wood out in 8-10 foot of water. No bites around any of it. Minus that one wood pile. Everything's come off the end of these little rocky fishing points, rocky fishing jetties. So I just kind of been hopping around these, throwing around it, bouncing it just like 2 or 3 hops just like that, and then letting it fall. And that's what's produced the fish today. It's not anything crazy, just like I said before, you're fishing a jig or a little Texas rig or something. Just throw it out there, bouncing around, and let it fall. And slack line's the big thing, is you don't want tight line as it's going down. You want it to fall free, so you want your line to kind of be sagging out there, hanging, so it can just free fall down there, kind of float. Give it some pops up, let it float again. That's it. Rinse and repeat. Dinking with Debo in full effect here. Catch one nice one. We went backwards on size. I don't I don't know what these guys think they're doing. Getting famous on Debos Fishing. All 10 people that watch this video will know who you are there, little feller. Trying to catch more of the fish. It's been a good day for what I thought. After it started with no bites on topwater, we've managed to find quite a few at least on this. One more to the tally. Oh, that's why it felt different. The old free rig and crappie. Even the little crappie will eat the free rig. There we go. Second one of those today. Interesting. Didn't know they were free rig eating fish. I did get a stringer. Who was it? Somebody said, well, you all need to pitch in and buy Debo a stringer. I did buy one. I didn't bring it today though. I didn't figure I'd be catching crappie. The brutes keep coming. Another little guy hooked right in the nose, right where you want it. There we go. I don't know how many we're at today, but I have completely just switched over to the little tiny free rig here, saying, okay, that's what you want to eat, that's fine, that's what I'll fish. There's another one. Another crappie. What in the world? I'll have to remember this for ice fishing. Third crappie of the day on it. Wow. Would not have thought that. Did get one though. There we go. Another little dude. Yeah, I've caught probably, I don't know, 15 for a little micro free rig. Yeah. That's the third crappie I've caught on it. There's another one. There we go. Another little dude on the free rig. Just talking to Steven. Finally met up with him again. He said he's over there catfishing. There we go. Another little guy on it. It's been catching them. Everything's been on the end of rock points. I had one brush pile early that I caught 3 off it. Everything else has been rocky points. What have you been throwing?
The Ned, swim jig, a little bit of jerkbait. Not enough of jerkbait though.
Why'd you skip this fish, Steven? Dude, that's the 4th good crappie I've caught.
Catch and cook with micro stuff.
Dude, I didn't bring my frickin' stringer today. I finally bought one. Well, Steven's getting ready to take off. I just found another crappie on this thing. I can't believe the number of crappie I've caught on this. Free rig and crappie are on the rocks. Didn't think that was a deal. There we go. Another crappie. Well, it has been a micro free rig day. I don't know what we're up to for count. Oh, those guys are slimy as heck. Don't know what we're up to for count, but it is definitely working out here. And there's another one on the little rock edge. Oh, better one. Ooh, pulling drag on me. I don't know what that guy was doing. That's another one on it. Come back, feller, come back. Under the daggum boat. Feels like a better one. Making runs for it. There we go. All right. Another solid one. All right. Well, it has been a fun day of turnaround. I did not think we were going to be finding all of them like this. Another good size, close to 2-pounder, I'd say. Trying it on this, I guess, has been the deal. All right, another one. Get closer to 2 pounds. Thank you, sir. Another one right there, dude. I don't know what is right there, but they are stacked up on whatever piece of stuff is out there. I don't know if there's a little log pile by it or what, but That's 3 in a row off that right there. Boom, 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 back to back. All right, just a little dude, that's okay. We'll take you on the counter for the day. I don't know what we're up to, but it has turned into a fun day. Oh gosh, you got a jacked up back. Clean. Switch to that darker color. I think that was a good deal. This water's kind of a stained green, not quite an algae bloom, but just kind of this kind of weird, gross green tinge to it. So green pumpkin with a little black and blue help it stand out. Seems to be working. There's another one. That's 4 in a row right there. Oh, he came off. Dang it. That would have been 4 in a row. Finally got him. He bit it twice. Now we got you, feller. You didn't know the old Dink Destroyer was in town, did you? Another one on the tally. We'll take it. I'll go over the color and the rod and reel and all that setup and everything after, but again, this is my more budget combo. Total around $100 is all, and I absolutely love this little combo.
Yeah, speaking about that combo, that was the day. There was probably another, I don't know, 5 or 6 fish I caught on the way back. I ended up stopping recording out and I had a little bit of time left on my GoPro card, so I shut it off, caught a few more. It was one of those days where I was just catching fish left and right. Not a ton of size, you know, I understand how that goes, but when you're throwing something like this and you're catching numbers, dude, it was absolutely fun. That is the rig there, exactly what I was throwing that day. That little Missile Baits Micro D-Bomb. Those are brand new out this year. Just showed those off at iCast. That's the Superbug color, your black and blue with green pumpkin on the other side. That thing is absolutely awesome. I've got a little 1/16 ounce free rig weight. There's going to be a video coming up of this where I go over this whole rig and kind of talk about my thoughts on it after using it last year and this year. I'm digging it. I'm really liking it for a couple reasons. So that's the weight. Well, you can see there it slides freely on the line. So that's the whole idea behind this. You throw it down, the weight kind of goes down, and then the bait just kind of glides down after it. So it's like a Carolina rig, sort of mixed with a drop shotty Mojo rig, unpegged Texas rig. It's got a different fall than unpegged Texas rig, and I think it looks a little bit more natural. So with that little guy right there, the hooks that we're using, you can see they're very small. They fit this perfectly, but they're a good heavier wire. They're not super tiny thin where they all bent out. I didn't have any single issue on these bending out. This is the hook here. It's the Decoy Hyper Mini. Size 4 is what I was using, and those held up absolutely awesome. So for little, you know, your BFS type stuff or ultralight things, looking for a decently heavy wire, not super ultra thin, those are good. Keep in mind, they are still small. So if I tried throwing this on, you know, a medium heavy baitcaster, yeah, I'm probably going to pull that out or straighten that out. But with that, paired with those, that's a look at the package of those little micro D-bombs. They're 2 point, what are they? Per Debo finger, like 2 1/4, 2.5 inches. So a good little small compact bait. Like you can see, everything was eating it, even crappie. I couldn't believe that. I was getting crappie to bite it. And the combo is one you should not be too surprised to see because it has been a great little producer. That's the reel, that Daiwa Regal, the Daiwa RG. That kind of purpley to green paint shift. The reel looks awesome. Rod, Daiwa Arid X. How many times have I said it? I've used the heck out of this thing this year for a $50 rod. I think the reel's like $60, I want to say. So when you get this on sale, you can get it under $100. Awesome little rig. I have absolutely loved it. I put braid on it. This is the P-Line TCB braid, which has faded. I really like the line. It's soft. It's a supple line that casts really well, but does fade. P-Line did come out with that Endurex braid that does not fade. I've been testing. I like that as well, but that's what I happen to have, and it works fine for me. You can still see it when it kind of turns white anyway. I always use a leader, and that was a 8-pound P-Line Tactical fluorocarbon leader I always run on my braid. So that was the rig, and I tell you, man, that has been something that has really been a cleanup lure for me. You know, if you normally throw a Ned rig, a little finesse jig, even a little finesse Texas rig, drop shot, you know, it kind of falls in that category where I'm throwing it out, I'm bouncing it a couple times, I would drag it, bounce it a couple times, and when I hop it up like that, the weight comes down and the bait just kind of glides after it, and it's that do nothing, like falling down there and sitting on the bottom when I'm just barely moving it or the water's moving it. That's when I was getting most of those bites. You'll notice I would throw it out and it would be sitting there when I would go to pop my rod, my line had already moved a few feet, or I would feel that little tug right when I went to pull on it and there was a fish, and I would set it. So it's not the action. It's one of those where less is more. Less action with this is more. So you're not constantly hopping it and messing with it and fiddling with it. Throw it out, let it sink, pop it a couple times, let it sink, maybe drag it a little bit, pause. But it's really about those pauses and just leaving it set there that was getting the bites. So anyway, more to come on that rig. Been a big fan. Today's subscribed fishing friend and my man Brian Lee. This was the trip I went out with my buddy Rob on. Just said, wish I was Rob, LOL. Fishing with Debo would be awesome. Well, man, I appreciate that. That's one of the true greatest compliments I can get from folks is when they're like, man, I would just love to have a beverage around a campfire with Debo, talk fishing, and, you know, get up the next morning and go fishing. That to me is the best, like, compliment. Just, you know, I'm a regular angler. It's, you know, I'm not anybody crazy famous or, you know, anything like this. So it always blows my mind the fact that there's, you know, hundreds of you that watch these videos and comment and like. It blows me away. So I appreciate the heck out of y'all. I hope you know that. I couldn't do it without you. So it's enough. Got to edit. Thanks for watching. Till next time.